This is what deku stretch to part 1. This would contain some my hero and Monster Hunter. I also added How to Train a Dragon because of some of the species and the classes of dragons that would make sense to the monsters in the Monster Hunter world. So yeah, let's get started. Oh yeah, and also some of these monsters will have some of kaiju abilities like Shin Godzilla, or like their Gigante will have Shin Godzilla's atomic breath abilities, the dorsal plates, and through the tail. I think it's called the condensed heat ray. I think that's what it's called. Yeah. So let's get started. Diego. I I want to know where where we're from, as the T-Rex, the Tigrex would say. I didn't really think that you would ask this question, but all right. Where we're from, we monsters come from a world. We, where's this world? For this, I had to talk from the very beginning. Before monsters were ever like a thing. Once dragons roamed the world. This was long before any technologies or anything else. Before monsters even existed. Dragons roamed the world, they roamed free, and they were the kings. They lived alongside the dinosaurs and free until the extinction happened. They thrived, but the dinosaurs died. Well, some dinosaurs didn't die. Millions of years later, life was going well. Dragons were thriving. They were the rulers of the earth until mankind came to play. Vikings. They came around and they started to colonize the islands, the world's islands. So they did. It seemed like everything was going well until man and dragon made their first clash. It was a long time ago. The battle was daring, monstrosity, a lot of deaths, and a lot of dead dragons and dead humans. One of the most biggest things that the world has ever had, and almost the extinction of both species. Ever since dragons and dragons and humans been on each other's throats. Dragons have started to develop separate abilities from each other. Like some were extremely fast, some were more extremely smart, some can track down others, and others can just, well, fight, and some might have 2 to 3 more heads. These dragons had their own class, each of them in their own class of dragons. The ones that were fast and cunning and smart and intelligent were called the striker class. They were the ones who were the most fast of the dragons. They were fast, intelligent, very, very clever, and dangerous to the T. Your Volstrax's origin, or the Volstrax species of monsters, origin from, well, the strike class. Really? Yes, very true. Strike class was something that was on its own. They were fast, cunning, and, well, very deadly. That's why you see the Volstrax. Hack is very quick in the air, and that's why it has rocket-like wings. Well, but these dragons were given very powerful attacks. Some can shoot volts of electricity, others can shoot high-dense energy, like how you can. When you're in your crimson glow, you can release a high density plasma laser, that you use all the time when you want to tear down your enemies or you blasted the last guy you fought. Oh yeah, I remember that happening. That big red beam that came in my mouth. That was your plasma gun. Or you can call it Gallon, whatever you want to call it. But it's more of a plasma shot. But it's pure plasma. But highly radiation in it. That's why it looks red. And your energy inside of your body, and as a shifter, with your dragon shifter, you have, well, dragon energy. The dragon. There's this energy called Dragon Claw. It's not really something that was made. Dragon Claw? Really? Okay, maybe it's not a good name, but the more accurate name is Dragon Force. Dragon Force is very powerful. Powerful to the very T. It's kind of like stamina or energy, but a whole lot more visible. Like, you know how All Might can punch through buildings and cause it nature around to change? Yeah, of course I know that. Izuka says, well, Dragon Force is 100% stronger than All Might. I have that energy flowing through me. You have a lot. More than anyone in this, any monster or dragon in this whole black market arena. Because they have multiple species inside of you. Oh, that's true. So the amount of Dragon Force you need to continue to shift, to keep yourself alive, is a lot. And with that collar holding you down, and with Dragon Force energy, it doesn't like being held down, so it makes sure to make more. Because your body naturally makes more, and because you've been in captivity, this is actually just going to be something continue happening. You will just have more Dragon Force than anyone else in the world. What happens if you have too much? It's never been really said that what happens if you have too much Dragon Force. You just have it. No. So, if the Voltrak is in the Striker class, what about a Gigante? That is in the Sharp class. Sharp class? Yep. Because it's very much a way of slicing its enemies down and go through brute force sometimes, mostly a lot. It very much uses, well, a lot of its body to slice its enemies or brute force it. Some of the Sharp class dragons back in the day do that, or they just, well, did a very good thing. They were known to be the most one of the most interesting dragons. They had, let's say, very interesting attacks. The Gigante's one of its abilities is to breathe a very much condensed heat ray. Really? How can I do that? It's when your Nergigante gets to a mature state. Most Nergigantes don't get to that state. But you're getting close. Because you know the times that you glow a really bright purple at times? Yeah, you're getting close, buddy. Whoa. This condensed heat ray would, well, be very violent in nature. It can slice through almost anything. It's very flammable too. It has a process. First you breathe out like a vapor like smoke, then you ignite it, you concentrate it, then it comes out as a heat ray. Nergigantes can, well, shoot the heat ray out of all their body points. How's that possible? as he points to the large spikes on his back. These are not just for show and just for cutting, they're also for dragon force that flows through them, which heat ray could be made out of. Wow. That's actually pretty cool. And you can shoot from your back, your tail, and your mouth. That's nice. The Safi Jiva. Now the Safi Jiva. That one's a bit harder. The Safi Jiva's origins are a bit more of a legend, if you ask me. A legend? Yeah. More like a legend. It's not really said how they really came about. Some say it's from the Striker class because of its ability to fly extremely fast. Some say it's from the Tracker class or the Boulder class. But I think it has all in one. But the most common that it has is the Shark class and the Smoker class. The Stoker class. Well, it's the Stoker class. These are monsters or dragons who can breathe very, very hot fire. These are more the dragons that would lit themselves on fire. Really? That sounds pretty stupid. Well, it's more of an evolution. Whenever they're captured or something's on them, they can light themselves up on fire to burn anything on them, or opponents, or teammate someone. This helps them a lot in fights. Whoa, well that's actually pretty something. The Sagittarius came from the Shark class and the Stoker, which I think that's where they came from. It may have some of the bit of the Striker class within it somewhere. That's why it has a bright red. That's why it's a red dragon of legend. And it's very powerful and it can almost literally destroy anything. And it has very, very good tracking skills. The Shark class and the Tracker class are kind of one and the same in a way. But also, with the Stoker class, that's why you're able to breathe very hot blue flames. But the Sagittarius flames are not actually matured. Well, yours are not. You can shoot off a very hot blue energy beam. Really? Yes. Actually, that is actually 100%, at least 75% atomic energy, radiation, and not the last 35 or 30% is just very hot flames. Blue flames very much. Whoa. You ever really heard of Godzilla before? I heard of Godzilla before. Similar to Godzilla's ability of using atomic energy as he would blast his opponents to, well, ash. So similar to his atomic breath. To Godzilla's abilities. I guess, yes, it is. So the hero, Gojira hero, is similar to like that. Wow. I actually didn't think about that. So I have the King of the Monsters abilities? Yes, you've read that before, haven't you? I have. Well, yes, you did. In a way, you're kind of Godzilla. Sagittarius glow as well, just like the Gigantes. Their wings glow along with their backs. They're a bright blue whenever they release their powerful spiral breath. Atomic spiral breath. Well, that's something. Yes, it is. But you have to watch out for it because a lot of your energy goes through that. The Sagittarius can also manipulate into fire around them. They can do pulses. They can upgrade the power of their breath to a hot red breath. We're not really sure how that's possible. I guess when they reach like the critical state of their bodies, they can release that red energy breath. How can they do that? I'm not sure. Now, those are two. What else do you want to talk about? What about the two new species I just unlocked inside of my body? Alright, which one do I want to go to? Fat tails. Fat tails. Alright. Fat tails is part of the Stoke class. Because he's mostly known to be the hottest monster dragon along that can breathe fire and does it very well. He can spin a blazing tornado flame out of his mouth that would literally burn everything around it. Wow. But it's not that effective sometimes. Well, it's not really meant to do damage immediately. It's more meant to be a lasting type of move. Once you shoot it out, it just burns. After a couple of turns, it would start to take a effect on the person, and it will start to last for at least 2 to 3 months on the opponent or whoever is hit by the attack. But once a fat tails have control of that type of ability, it can do immediate damage or long-lasting damage, or both. Whoa. That's awesome. Yes. What about volcanic fat tails? Volcanic is the same. It's just it really on an extreme level. It's more when it's reached its critical mass. And when it releases most of that energy, it can just burn everything alive. And it also melts things around it. Melt? Yes, the heavy acts as the forms, but it's known to melt things around it when it's in that state. I can melt things? If you ever do, I hope you don't. Because after that, the fat tails usually die. Oh, well, that's a bummer. The white fat tails is known to control lightning and fire. It's a very useful move, but it freezes your body until you completely regenerate back to your regular self, to your regular fat tails. These two forms of the fat tails are very powerful, but has their own consequences. And I prefer not to use them unless it's a very dire emergency. Alright. Well, let me guess. You want to talk about Rathalos? Uh-huh. Rathalos is a wyvern type of monster, similar to the modern Eastern dragon. Its element is sky, similar to the false dragon, but also mixed with the Stork class. But it can use a little ability to ignite itself on fire or let it burn. Its wings can ignite itself, burn everything around it into a flame like a phoenix. And when it reaches critical mass, it goes to high torrent of blue or maybe even purple or black flames. Black flames? Yes, but that's more of a legend of the Rathalos, if they ever can do that. Oh. It's a legend, not really a trail. Yeah, it's more of a legend than Zuku, I'm sorry. So where are all these class of dragons then? They're lost of time. And we're the only thing that's left that shows them that they're real. Pretty much, yep. Most of the monsters out there that are in those categories show that those dragons were alive and real, right? Do you think they're still out there? Well, definitely. Huh? Yes, definitely. They're out there somewhere. Know that our planet is very big. Some of us can reach to very incredible heights, and some of us are just towering large. And we're literally almost one of the largest. Our planet is literally known to be almost the second largest to Jupiter. I thought the Earth was supposed to be one of the inner planets. It is, but it's very large actually. Because of most of the species there, it was meant to be large. There's people that think it's small, because that's what the government wants to think. Us to think. We're just really the second largest planet around. So, you said they're alive somehow. Yes, they are. But where? As someone else would say, well, as this is when someone else would come in, as a new guy would say, as Alex would say, there was a legend of some world out there, out in the middle of nowhere. Out in the middle of nowhere, yes. It was a legend that there said that there was a world that's hidden from everywhere else. They said that that's where most of the monsters originate from. Really? That's where we come from. And how did we become shifters? Well, let's just say the early Nargigantes and other species of monsters made with humans, you know? How? Now, Izuku, I'm not really sure about that, Diego says. As when another guy would come in, as Trevor would say, oh, I know. Izuku, as he would say, as he would be a big, large western like dragon, similar to Diego, but different in type of schemes and colors. They are, well, you never really had to talk, did you? But talk? No, he has not, Diego says. He's a 14-year-old boy. 14. Almost by the time he had to talk. He's still a young child in dragon years. Yeah, but he's gonna be living for almost a millennia, or centuries. So let's get the kid some slack. You don't want him going out into the world whenever we do escape. And wherever that happens. So I have a question, as Zuki says. Do you think this hidden world's still around? Most of them will stay quiet, as the people around would turn towards hearing the Green's words. One monster would say, kid, the hidden world is more like a legend. True, our ancestors are probably out there somewhere, or they're dead. Dead, or they're somewhere out there, hiding. But the hidden world is just a legend. It's nothing more, nothing less, a legend. That's what I thought of dragons. That's what I thought for dragons, too. Shouldn't we be legends, in a way? Because we're creatures that can do so many feats. Another monster would say, the kid's right. We can do so many other things. But not everything's really true. Heck. If the government can lie about us, what else do you think they lied about? True. The young green that were now, as monsters we talking, one monster would be Devil Joe, coming up as seen down, as she would say, listen, Izuku, there's legends out there. Yes, there might be some way, somehow, that they can still be alive. Or they can actually be dead. We don't really know. We never really try to find it in the world. A lot of us try to find that world where we can just be us. Then why do we destroy cities? Some of us just got tired of the world, another one says. As it'll be more like a water type of monster. Serpent-like.
Thank you.
As serpents sleeping around saying, some of us just been abused. As when people say that we're monsters when we're really not, you'll deny it multiple times over. But later on, eventually, you will prove them right. Some of us try to prove them wrong. Others think if they want us to be, they call us monsters, let's show them what a real monster is. And some think the only way they can actually change the world for other shifters and other people, well, that might have a role, or even the quirkless people out there. I think the only way to actually do that is by tearing down the society and rebuilding a new one for the old. You think that will actually work? As a young serpent-like monster would say, look, kid, not everything's the same as you think it is. You might think that the heroes are amazing, smart, intelligent, and, well, brave. You say that you're an All Might fan, and you say that All Might would never hurt any monster shifters. Yeah, he's All Might. The symbol of peace. He doesn't hate shifters. Kid, Diego says, what I'm gonna tell you is something that no one really knows. Not society of the world does not know All Might. All Might hates dragon shifters. He hates monster shifters? Why? You're too young to learn about it. No. He needs to know why. That's a voice would say in the back. There's a man would come out, muscular and old, but with battle scars. He needs to know. Crom. Sit down and listen. I've lived for many years. There's a legend. There's also about a man that could steal quirks. A man that could steal quirks. How's that possible? They would have found out by that. They would have. But let's just say the man used his quirk for evil. He used his quirk for evil. But he took quirks for himself and gave the quirks to his low subordinates. He called himself All for One because of his quirk. He can take all and he can have them all for himself, for one person. He also had a little brother. A man named Little Brother. They never really gave him his name to his brother. But the older brother wanted to give his little brother something where he can, well, were not sure if it was in pity or in try to get him on his side. But he gave him a quirk that can stockpile power. Stockpile? Yes. But what the older brother didn't know, the younger brother had a quirk, alright. One that would be passed down from generation to generation. 8 generations going by. It's all for one. Saw now that he's created the ultimate opposite to his quirk. One for all. This was been passed down for 8 generations. To the first to the 8th. It's stockpiling a quirk, and it's one of the most powerful quirks you see. And it's being wielded by the most powerful person you know. The Green would wonder who's the most powerful person that would wield this powerful quirk, as he was to think about people, heroes that would be the most powerful. For this now come to the first thought. King All Might. Correct. This All Might man very much has one for all. And also, so there's all for one person also. It controlled shifters. He can control shifters? How? Somewhat in his quirk. He's given the ability to control shifters. We do not know how or when this happened, but he could control shifters with a blink of his eye. They have something to say that it was his eyes or the abilities to sweet talk a monster down. I think it was in the eyes. And he used the shifters to wreak havoc and to build his empire. All Might took down this man. He killed all 7 predecessors one for all. Even his master. This made All Might have a growth for hatred upon shifters. But it's not their fault. They were being controlled. All Might's smart enough to know that. He has to. Would he? A man that saw someone with evil. If you ally yourself with the most evil person around, you think that they're doing it by their own will. If you can't say anything, you're under control. You couldn't do anything else. You can't say, can't talk, can't do anything. All you can do is follow orders. What do you think that he would think of? They made the choice on their own. Exactly. He didn't think of anything else happening to the shifters. All he thought of them as mindless monsters that would bow down to the most evilest person around, seeing them as their master. That's sick, the Green Knight would say. All Might made it a personal job to hunt each one of us and kill us. Kill us? Yes, sadly. The symbol of peace is not really a symbol if the shifters out there hide from him. Why else do you think that the press and everyone else thinks us as monsters? We're humans, aren't we? We might be monsters, born from monsters. We might be the majority monster, but we're also human. We have feeling for living beings. Our origins are from monsters, but now we're human. So we have the same amount of rights. Just like how the world looks down on the quirkless people. That's why the quirkless and the monster shifters get along so well. Because the world shuns them for what they are. The world sees quirkless as pathetic, weak, and a sore thumb in their side. And the world sees monsters as what they call us, monsters. Mindless beasts that destroys everything around us because we don't have any nature of our own or any mind of our own. All I see is this mindless creatures of power and destruction just to destroy everything around us. I didn't know that. Why else do you think we're here, Izuku says, as Diego says. They want to keep us under their control. We're powerful enough to make our own decisions. If we really wanted to, we could control this world for Iron Fist. Not all of us want that. We just want to be treated equally. This is why the dragons went to hiding. This is what Kron would say. For the same reasons, yes. Exactly why the dragons went to hiding. Our ancestors went to hiding because they saw what was happening. They had a chance and they took it. We were bolder. We decided to try to give them another chance. Gave them multiple chances, but they just didn't listen. And well, look where we are now. What if somehow we can find a hidden world? And maybe we shifters can just take the rest of us, go there and live peacefully. Now that's what most shifters are trying to look for, the hidden world, to tell other shifters to go there. And once, if we ever do find a hidden world, we send a call out. Only shifters can hear. Or they can leave the world that hates them and go to a world that they can feel equal in. Free. But no luck of finding the hidden world, Travis says. That's almost impossible. It's only a legend. It could be a legend. It could be a legend, as the Devil Judge says. But it could be out there. Somewhere. Where you can be free. And there we can feel safe and not feel like we're being hunted. And maybe once we go there and stay there for a couple generations, we come back out to the world and maybe things will change. Go to hiding? Look, we're gonna... That's Diego say. I hope you learned this lesson. This is very important to your life, Izuku. As everyone whispers, as one of the monsters would come in, being the most deadliest and one of the most evilest, even though having a psychotic type of nature. They're all right, as they would smile. But we can do something better. Just rule the world for Iron Fist. But the hidden world sounds so much better. Somewhere where we all can just live our happy lives. In peace, as his face would relax. Listen, kid. This world is harsh. This little dream that you're living in, the heroes are the pillar of hope. It's a lie. The green arrow's eyes would widen. That's all a lie. Wake up to reality, kid. This world's not what it seems like. As the monster would leave, leaving back to his own area, the young boy would transform into his normal form, which is Nergigante form, or one of the dragons. Treating his bulky Nergigante form, wrapping himself around. The boy has tears to go down his face, now realizing how cruel this world can really be. As he would cry himself to sleep. 14 years of age, already being put through this hellhole. How many years he's been here for? God knows how long, 7, 9 years. He's been here since he was 4 or 5 years old. 10 years, almost 15 years. That's a long time to be away from family. Well, really, if his mother called him a monster, and his sisters didn't really care about him, and they thought he was quirkless, why go back somewhere where he's not wanted at all? Why go back there at all? It's better if you just stay away. Maybe find a hidden world where we could live all happily. As the green would, the monster would sleep, the black monster would sleep as. Now let's remember everything around. Things would feel the same as usual. The next day would come around. As usual, everyone would be doing their daily thing. Eating, sleeping, training, or fighting, or planning their ways to escape. Very much him now, just resting as a gigante. What else is he supposed to do? Sleep? He can't sleep. He can eat though. But he's not hungry. Fight? Too much on his mind. Looking down to this damn collar around his neck, seeing as he remembered all the words that they said yesterday. The world is not what it seems like. It's not some fairy tale. All he's been really been seeing is the world as what they want them to see. This world that you can be treated equally. But that's a whole lie. This world is not fair. If the quirkless are not meant treated right, and they're quirkless, and they're not monster shifters, they're shifters at all. Now he knows why shifters are being treated like this, and why they hate the heroes so much. The greatest passion to heroes would die that night, and now having a very disgusting taste in his mouth for the word heroes. Seeing that the word hero has been tainted. The heroes in the comic books seem more like the actual true heroes like Batman and Spider-Man, Venom or Agent Venom or Iron Man. Those are the actual word of a hero. But this world that he lives in, based on these heroes, what is he thinking? This world doesn't give two damns about it. I don't want to stay here, to live here for who knows how long. I have a whole millennium of years to live on my life, to how much I want to live. And I'm just here, trapped in this black market arena to do what? Fight for their entertainment? As the screener would think about the words every time, he can feel the rage bubbling inside of him, the anger. As he would stand on all fours, as he would scratch the ground, as the concrete would make a loud sound, as all the other monsters would turn towards him, looking at the boys, seeing that how the boys' mood has just been so sour lately. I don't want to be here for the rest of my life. I don't want to stay here just to rot for their own pleasures. As there will be something noticeable, he will start to glow. The very large spikes on his back and wings and tail and his very head and forearms and back legs will start to glow a bright purple, Why stay somewhere where I can't even be free or be treated like a normal human being? Heck, I'm not even a human being. I'm a bloody monster, or dragon that I am. What I am is a dragon in nature. I just take a human shape. And I can't even be treated like a human being, even though it takes a dragon to take a shape of a human, and human just to be treated like that, then what's the point? How can someone live like this? And heroes hunting down us just because we might look terrifying and with large teeth and claws that can destroy buildings and things and tear about the very world around us, just because we look like this. As the boy was, I can't take it anymore. If I stay here, I'll go insane. Opening his large mouth, as his fangs will show, very much his mouth is like a little bright purple. I don't want to stay. As a vape type of black vapor color of smoke would emit, just releasing. Seeing as it would literally fall out like a waterfall. Everyone would be kind of confused. Diego would realize he's matured as shit. As most of the people would know what Nerdy would do when this stage happened, would have started to fly or try to get into the air, but knowing that their wings are pretty much clamped down by these metal clampers, grabbing anything that's above the ground surface. As very much igniting as the very vapor would ignite, as it would burn, as the monsters around would have felt the heat, and some of them would start to burn, as some would ignore the pain because they're heat resistant, or somehow their pain tolerance has been put up. They have a high pain tolerance. As he was start to concentrate the condensed, into the condensed beam into a condensed heat ray. Condensed flaming beam heat ray, or heat ray that will start to cut wherever it touched, as it slices through everything around, cutting as he would shoot up into the air to one of the arena roof, the roof of the arena, slicing it. This was sliced through as the energy beam would continue, the heat ray would continue going up past the atmosphere, as after closing his mouth, the trail of smoke would disperse as very much people around the black mark guards would have came in as well. They would look around and see who did it, seeing him. It was another Gigante. He unlocked his heat ray. Shit, he can cut through the collars. Growling now as he would open his mouth, shooting the heat ray, slicing them in half. Look at the monsters immediately. His spikes glow as opening his wings and lowering his body, as shooting out the heat ray through anywhere, freeing the monsters from their hold. Some of the monsters to cheer as they immediately start to fight back along more the black market guards coming in, tearing them all down. This was a chance to escape. The Angry Knight would have ripped the damn thing right off his neck, because now the thing was definitely his Dragon Force energy. Now he can have his full force back, all his energy, which he will always have a natural buildup of 3 times more than he would have done if he wasn't in this captivity. Releasing the energy, releasing one more shot of shot from a blast of the heat ray, slicing everything down, using his tail, cutting guards that would came behind him. Turning his head to see someone coming in to slice his head off, grabbing their weapon by his teeth, breaking it in half, and jumping on them, tearing their head off from their body. The young boy would have now growled, and as this is when explosions to go around the whole black market. More aggressively, we're under attack by these dragons. Dragons. The hell? Yeah. It's a group of them. We can't really count because, well, this bloody hell. Make sure the monsters don't get out. As very much the man will turn to see and he got to his face. Blasting him with a heat ray would immediately make a hole in his face. As the man would drop, the green ant would smash his large dragon-like cold hand paws on the man as he would smash through to the ground floor. The most of the monsters at every exit. The Nergigato would smash through mostly every wall. Now looking around, he was hurt to glare at things that was around him. As opening his mouth, opening a large hole where in the wall side for the monsters can start to flee. They were start to open their wings as breaking out as instantly flee. The greenet, which look at clampers on its wings, breaking them off easily with his natural brute strength. As he started to shift into a smaller look, immediately silver scales will be replaced by the dark black, rough textures as would have now been a Vol's track. Preparing to launch off as something would smash through one of the roof side, one of the wall sides, turning this sea. It's like a boulder, but a boulder with eyes and small little wings, and someone riding on the boulder. What the hell? As multiple others would just pop in. The Vol track would not growl. Seeing that, well, the problem. As the one who was on the big dragon-like boulder got off, as now looking around, seeing they're escaping. It looks like one of them gotten free. As a man with a beard, brown hair and a beard, who said, as he said on a black dragon, that would have lowered down. These dragons would have been very large, at least size of a bus, size of a pickup or a bus. What man would have gotten off as saying, "Oh well, looks like they freed themselves, so let's get out of here. We can't leave Snotlout. We have to get those who can't free themselves. We have to help them." Help? Yeah. As a white dragon would fly in, be very elegant. And as two others would fly in. At least the other dragons would fly in, being mixed with black and white type of patterns. One having blue eyes, the other one having two other ones having green eyes. You can see that they're offspring of those two black and white dragons, because, well, the black one would have been very rugged in structure and big, and the white one would have been very small and compact. Not caring right now that Zuko wanted to be free, so just trying to slowly make his way forward as as the lead guard would jump down, seeing the shifter, and immediately he's shooting at the Voltrak. The Voltrak would have feel the danger up ahead, dodging, anything, and looking to shot at seeing the lead guard, the same bastard that brought him here from the very beginning. You, as the growled. One of the black and white dragons would turn as its blue eyes would look to see the monster and one of the humans who were at the fight. Hey, as she would poke one of her siblings, as the white one with the black color schemes, as the other one with green eyes turned, looking at her sister. What? As she said. She would point towards her tail. She continued to point towards the area as turning her head to see what's going down. Immediately, the other black one would turn saying, "What the hell's going on?" As seeing, this Voltrak circling this other human. As the human and the dragon monster would fight, the Voltrak could easily be faster than the human, either using his quirk that would not help him. After swinging at the Voltrak would easy dodge, grabbing the large weapon and easily ripping it away from the man, throwing it out the large hole through the wall, now growling, and using a tail whip to slap him right out the very wall itself, along with his weapon. Very much the three dragons would be shocked to see that a monster would have this much brutality for a human being. As now the humans would have looked at seeing the monster's blue eyes with the red slits would have now looked at the humans. Hiccup. That's a Voltrak. It's a predecessor. It's a predecessor to one of the and from the strike class. I get it. Isn't it part of the sky class? The sky class dragons within the monster book? Yes, it says. You just need to approach very slowly. There hasn't been one seen in centuries. No shit, Snotlout says. Hey, the stuff they are mostly hunted for their armor. Remember one of the lookalikes says, yeah, because the armor was amazing and beautiful and shiny. Look at those silver scales and those large wings. Tough Nut, we can take its wings and maybe have it rocket us away, as the male says to sister. The two would fist bump. So we have to do a weird type of handshake, shake of their own. The blonde-haired woman was an idiot. As now, the Voltrak would growl. The black dragon would have growled back. As the white dragon would have said, "Don't growl at him. You don't know what he's been through." But will he be a threat? Yes, he protected us many times over. But you have to be cautious with this one. Don't come at him with aggression. Toothless, you need to relax and walk up to him slowly. Right. Held captive monsters, when they're held captive, are very dangerous. So call up with caution, as the Tooth would say, along with his rider going up very slowly. Hey, it's alright. I'm not gonna hurt you. The young monster will Now, kind of found this a bit, well, troublesome. Because, look here. Some human trying to approach him along with his black dragon. Slowly starting to take slowly backing up to one of the walls that are not open. But this is when Diego came around, smashing through the ceiling and landing right in front of the two, between the human, the black dragon, and the human in between Zuko. Didn't you supposed to be, out the hole and flying off? Yeah, true, but I had to deal with the warden. Kids, troublesome. Why did it have to be so difficult? This is why I'm never gonna have children of my own. As Yoko says, hey, I'm like a son to you. Yes, you are like a son to me. As the young greenette say, wait, we can fly together? No. Huh? I want you to fly as fast as you can out of here. And in that form, you can fly as very fast. Use your speed and get out of here. Now. But listen to what I say and get going, Mizuku. Mm-hmm. The young Volstrak will listen, even though he's a primitive child, or more like a teenager. Running to the large hole, to the hole in the wall, jumping out of it, and as his large wing-like rockets would activate, the red flames would burst out as he would jet out into the skies. The tigress would growl at Hiccup and Toothless. What just happened? Zala says. The tigress just protected the Volstrak like it was its own. Maybe it adopted it. Alright, Zala says. I'll take care of the tigress. You guys go after the Volstrak. Same with Snotlaw, the same with Hookfang, just gotta show dominance. You sure about that, Snotlaw? I'm sure, Astrid. You just go along with Hiccup, and I'll deal with this guy. Alright, big guy, let's see what you got. The tigress growls, rushing at Snotlaw, as easily dodging the dragon. Dodging the dragon and jumping on its back. The tigress would glare as it would open its wings, smashing through the roof and flying. The monster nightmare or Hookfang would follow along with his rider. Our chance, let's go. As they would instantly fly up in the air as they'd see Devil Joe. That's a Devil Joe, Fish says. But how did it get here? Isn't it too big to fit on the boats? I don't know, it's a youngling. As the Devil Joe would jump into the ocean water and would start to swim like a shark. But they can also swim, True. As we need to find that dragon fast. Yeah. As the riders would go off, their dragons flying out to the Volstrak. Starfire using her sense of smell to follow it. Seeing that it slowed down and now kind of just hovering in the sky in the clouds. Diego didn't make it. Great, I'm alone now. Oh no. Using a sense of smell would instantly smell human, then dragon. They found me already? The hell? Turning to see the dragons found him. Seeing the blue one, seeing that she must have followed me here. How the hell did she find me? As remembering that this must be one of those ancient dragons of before. Oh shit. Acute as a smell. as he immediately starts to fly off. As can't let him fly away. As Dart would have said, I'm on it. As she would immediately fly after him. Referendum said, oh god, she's gonna get herself hurt. I'll go after her. As the two siblings would go after their eldest sister. Toothless would have now kind of been horrified, like, no. You can't go after him. He's too fast. Wait, hang on. As immediately going after his children. Stormfly would decide, your husband's very, idiotic. Yes, he is. I don't know what to do with him. Luna says, as she would have. I'm gonna go after him as he's flying after her family. As immediately, Barf and Belcher chuckled. Oh, those Furies. They're gonna get themselves killed. And it's gonna be really awesome. Yeah. Wanna know who explodes first, Toothless or Luna? Definitely Toothless. Yeah, let's go. As the two Hitty Zipperback, the Hitty Zipperback will go flying after. Now, very much flying at high speeds, Izuku would slightly turn his head to see that the black dragon is still pretty much on him. The hell? I'm flying at supersonic, close to almost the speed of sound. And she's keeping up. How the hell is she keeping up? You gotta be kidding me. I can't break the sound barrier because I'm not strong enough to break the sound barrier. As very much now flying, seeing something down, seeing an island. Do I go there or not? Think. Go there, not go there. Fine. As immediately flying down towards the island. The Voltrak would fly down. Dart would see that the male young Voltrak flying down, as she would dive right after him. Rough Runner and Pouncer would have dived after their sister. Pouncer would have said, she's going to jump on him, isn't she? What do you think? As Rough Runner says to his sister, I thought she would have more sense. She's the smartest between the three of us. I guess she's just eagered. Flying down extremely fast, as Dart would see that she's close enough, as doing a wing flap to, after flapping her wings a little bit more, jumping on the Voltrak, they would crash down to the forest ground on the island, land crashing down, tumbling as they would finally come to a stop as landing. Ow. What the hell just hit me? Immediately getting up as turning his head, wondering what hit him. Not everything can hit you when you're going that fast. Seeing that the black and white female dragon would have started shaking her head. Oh, come on. I was going high speeds. His blue eyes with his red slits would have narrowed. As he would growl, saying, who the hell are you? Speaking to the old nature, the monster language. Her not seeing that she spoke in the dragon language, but he couldn't understand her at all. How the hell? I can't understand this. I can't understand this girl. What the fuck? Immediately, the other dragons would have came around, landing Immediately, the bigger black dragon came down, going to his offspring, seeing the checking on her. Along with the white dragon, seeing that it's probably the mother. Toothless said, "What the hell are you thinking? You could have got yourself killed." What if I... I'm fine, Dad. I'm not hurt, you see? Not a scratch on me. We're Furies, remember? We take a lot of hits. We're evolving very quickly, remember? But... don't do that again. The greenhead would wonder now, whoa, the family talk. How nice. I, can't chit-chat. Can't chit-chat, but I might as well run. Nah, they'll just catch me. And they can fly closer to the speed of sound, and I'm closer to the speed of sound. Man, this is gonna suck. Green. Now the ball track would kind of slump down. Okay, how do you speak the dragon language again? Okay. Alright, let's try this. As the other black dragon would have turned, other black white dragon, as the green-eyed dragon would have turned. As he would have walked towards Zuko now, Zuko would say on his guard. And immediately saying, alright, who the hell are you? And why'd you run? Understanding him now, because now he's using a bit of the dragon language, along with a bit of monster as well. Okay. As... who the hell are you? That's what I should be asking. You're the ones who chased me and dropped me right down from the sky. You know that's kind of rude, right? As very much the female one that completely jumped on him saying, well, you're running away from us. We're trying to save you. If you're trying to save me, you should have said that. I clearly would have fucking said, oh, thank you. But no, you jumped on me. And you started to get close along with your father over there, backing me into a corner. What are you supposed to think? Your father backed into a corner. I thought you were going to attack me. Lena would have glared at her husband as saying, he didn't mean to back into a corner. We're sorry for that. The older black dragon said, I'm sorry for backing into a corner. I didn't mean to. I got a bit protective. Understandable. As immediately saying, now, who the hell are you? As the blue-eyed dragon, she was about to say, but as her father would have said, I'm toothless. This is my wife, Luna, and my children. Nice. As seeing that the monster and the dragons are talking, as he's estimately the size of a pickup truck. Size of a pickup truck to a bus. It's almost as such as toothless. Yes, very much. I guess he'll get a little bit bigger. Immediately, Starfight comes. Not Starfight. However you want to put Wing to Fire, a type of thing. Izuku now started changing. As his body was changing, he would shift into a more natural, position as his red scales would form his body, as he would have been a Safijiva. As Fish would drop his book saying, that's a Safijiva. As Starfire would come back as saying, yo, as immediately saying, wait, where's the voice track? It's a dragon shifter. Wait, really? So this ball track is a Sakajiva as well? As the T-Rex would have came down. I think, oh, thank God you're alive. Diego, as speaking the monster language, as saying, well, this is when to say, all right, who's this? Hookman would say, well, he's more like a guardian to the Volstrak over there, or now Safijiva. I guess he's like an adopted father. Now getting in front of the Safijiva saying, all right, this is just in dragon language. What do you need? You just want to ask some questions, Toothless says. Why did you guys run? You were held captive. Wouldn't you want to be free if you were held captive? Correct. Toothless says I would want to be free if I was held captive, but I never did. A couple times I was close to, but, you know. Next question. As then you said, well, what's your relationship with the Volstrak? You don't have to call him Volstrak or Sapijiva. It's a name. You didn't really tell us her name. His name is Zuko. You mean forest in Japanese? Dart says, yes, forest Japanese. I love the forest, Zuko says. Nice and warm. Oh. As the green with me starts to glow a bright blue, I saying, oh shit. Type Diego says, what's wrong? Toothless says it's a getting guard. He's reaching some maturity in his Safijiva. It's a Safijiva. Well, this is gonna be great. As immediately his spikes start to glow. As the very spikes on his back glow bright blue, illuminating as well, opening his mouth as releasing a blue stream of fire as it would become a beam, a blue energy beam or radiation, reaching the sky as cutting the energy. As immediately breathing on the trees in the forest around, lighting everything on fire. Sick. As a young dragon would have started to burn some of the forest down. I started to take down notes and saying, this is beautiful. And Style says, oh yeah, he's also a Nergigante too. He's a Nergigante? Yeah, let's just say that Tigrex over there is actually a dragon shifter. A dragon shifter? Those had not been seen over 100 years. Can he shift too? Can this activity shift? Yeah, he can shift. He took the human form though, but well, let's look at him. As the dragon will continue to breathe down fire as setting everything ablaze. So you're a dragon shifter. So you take a human shape. Can't you? We can if we wanted to, but we'd prefer to stay in our normal looks. Izuku just said, why not look human? Well, I don't blame you on not looking human, because human if you want to look human, because maybe you have some bad memory to them. Some of them are just terrible. Others just only want to control and have power. But don't blame you there, Zuko says. That was a toy. A personal prize of to the matter. And Darkwood again close to his face, saying, "So what can you do?" Yes, putting a claw in her nose, saying, backing her, pushing her a bit away. So with ease, what I can do is many things. I can fly to supersonic speeds. I can shoot a radiation blast. I'm also a gigante. You're a nerd gigante. Toothless says, "Oh yeah," shifting into the large black dragon form. You didn't know that, did you? I'm smiling, showing his large fangs. Pouncer would have turned to her sister, seeing her with a red face. "Yeah, are you okay?" "I'm fine. Perfectly fine. I'm just not looking at him anyways, you know? He's not hot or anything." Oh, great. Seeing that his two sisters are now just talking to each other, Roughnecks would have said, "Alright, I have a question. Why were you being held there?" I was saying I was sold as a baby. As immediately, I was sold as a baby and mostly kept captive there. I am a dragon shifter as well. I take a human look. I was born as a human, but I'm still dragon in nature. Somewhere in my genes or somewhere in my family, somewhere in my family was a dragon, so I guess, saying I guess, and I also have other genes too. Laying down as saying, but the best thing is, I'm free. And the first thing he would actually do is change it to a fat tails and smile. I can do whatever the hell I want now. Yeah, not on my watch. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, but I'm gonna watch you still. I can protect myself. I was the king. I kicked everyone's asses in the arena. Yes, except for me and Trevor. You and Trevor were cheaters. Trevor were cheaters. Along with Grom, and Fang, and Mike, and Carl. You are cheaters. You used my softness against me. Hey, what can we do? You're being soft and going easy on us. You know I'm the strongest between all of us, right here, right? Oh, I know you're the strongest. You're just way too soft. I'm soft, Izuku says. I'll show you soft till I beat your ass. Okay. Excuse me, hang on, let me kill my adopted son really fast. As immediately the two will start to fight. Dart and Pouncer would have just watched. I can see why he's adorable and very interesting. I think Pouncer says. Dart says he's mine. Not if I get him first, Pouncer says. Toothless would start to sweat. Drop as saying, "I have a bad feeling about this." Let's turn to his two daughters. Seeing how they're just looking at Izuku. And I don't like the way they're looking at Izuku. I have a bad feeling about this.